Welcome to another exciting edition of the Ravens Flock. In case we haven't said it enough, folks, Happy New Year. We are in 2023, and we hope that a lot of you have enjoyed the past year. I know we certainly have, and we will get into it in just a bit. I'm your host, Jose Casabona, also host of Wrestle Rewind, founder, executive producer, and content manager of the Ravens Flock, of this awesome channel that you guys are watching, subscribe to, and members of, and we appreciate every single one of you. And joining me on my left is a man with many video games, but very little time to get to.
A man with a million opinions and zero apologies.
The host of Los Amigos Play.
The living id of the Ravens Flock.
Mr. Angel Mendez.
Thank you kindly for that 202 voice, cool cat intro there. I thought I had the voice altering software, but I see now that you have some shit to work with too. Once again, it is an honor and a joy to stand before our beloved listeners of the Ravens Flock. Welcome you to the new year, and hopefully to another 365 days of non-stop shit posting forever.
And there goes our demonetization again.
God damn it!
And joining me on my right is the host of the Black Fighters tagged up partner for Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the videos that we produce on the channel every single week. Angel, is there anything you want to say?
Mr. Juan Arouse.
Thank you for that introduction, Angel and Jose. And don't y'all ever forget the Mister.
And much like other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/The Ravens Flock and twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock
Swing it with me, Angel.
Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments down below, and we will answer them during the duration that we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an Inner Flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to all of the amazing perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Don't mind if I do. Well, we've got some Inner Flockers in the chat. Hello there, folks. For any of the Inner Flockers who are joining us tonight, why don't you show off by showing folks your lovely custom emojis? By the way, we're only one new member away from being able to unlock a brand new Inner Flocker emoji, and I just the one to make to publish for it. So do us a favor. So if you've got friends, if you who are already subscribed, and if you haven't become an Inner Flocker yet, we appreciate you joining us. But what the heck? Help us out. Help a couple brothers out. We can do this.
Absolutely. And I think
Speaking of which, hi there, Shelly Fitzgerald. Part of the Mod Squad and an Inner Flocker herself.
Hello. So it's not overstating to say that, 2022 was definitely one heck of a year.
I hadn't finished. You also get access to Members First and Members Only content, the merch discount to our merch store, link in the description, and also we have little tiles down here showing off some of the merch, including our, I guess it's now expired because we're in our 11th year now, but our 10 years of making your voice our mission shirt. It was just available for you guys to pick up. And you also get access to us directly. You get to speak with us.
I mean, literally us. We're selling our body parts.
Well, maybe Angel is. He's taking the whole cyberpunk genre and missing the plot.
Replace everything.
Yeah, sure. Look how well that ended up for Amy.
Well, you see, the problem is Amy was dumb. Her heart is a bird. She needs to replace the heart, too.
Yeah.
All right, Juan, continue, please.
And with that access with us, you guys can help us shape the future of this channel by swapping ideas, spitting some game, letting us know what you got in your head.
Absolutely.
Show us what you got.
So it's not overstating to say, folks, that 2022 was definitely one heck of a year for this channel.
To call it eventful, it would have been an understatement. Somehow, we have always been trying, but it felt like 2022 was when we really hit our stride, which happened roughly around the end and climax of the COVID-19 pandemic, which means that once again, my hypotheses have proven true. We have stolen the luck of the world and added it to ourselves, because that's the power that all Latino immigrants have.
I could have sworn that it was because we managed to succeed and persevere beyond adversity and thus come out stronger than ever before with more support from people all around the world.
Oh, no, that is actually part of it. But you see, the point is that I lied. And I also cheated you out of a soft answer, which means that I lied, cheated, and stole my way here.
Oh!
Just like you.
Dang!
would be proud.
That's some game there, Angel.
In his
Very
soul
good.
and honor do we exist to cheaply and expensively steal your time and attention. Now give us your money. We're broke.
Yes, absolutely.
God almighty.
We've broken past 1,000 subscribers thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sincerely.
We've also become YouTube partners. We've had excellent moments here on this channel, and we've tackled a lot of very, very, very hard-hitting topics. Like some of the topics were really great and really awesome, trending upward for the betterment of the community, and some, while they were very, very harsh and very difficult to swallow, they were still topics that we needed to discuss because, hey, that's part of what we do. That is exactly what we do.
Normally on Wednesday, we discuss the harsher, darker topics of the world in the Black Files, hosted by Mr. Juan Arauz over here. But every now and then, even the Ravens flock has to stand like on the other podium and discuss a difficult topic. As Joe said, normally we specialize in pop culture stuff, discussing whatever shenanigans happen in the world of wrestling, video games, movies, anime, whatever swings by our timeline. But every now and then, even we have to talk about some important stuff that affects the news worldwide, or rather that will affect the news until the next Super Bowl comes around and everybody forgets or some shit.
But for right now, we're going to take a little break, and we're actually going to count down the top 10 biggest topics of 2022.
Covered by us. Anybody else doesn't matter. The news, they like me.
Now, just a quick caveat before we get into it. We're going to refrain from mentioning any of the passings of the entertainment icons from last year.
Or very important people, such as the passing of Queen Elizabeth II.
yes, because
And more importantly, Batman.
Yeah, no.
That's
Kevin
that he's an
Conroy,
entertainment icon.
Jason David Frank.
Entertainment
That's right.
icons. That's what I meant.
Yeah, because they, like, those folks, like, you can't top that, strictly speaking, and they all deserve their own episode.
It
They
kinda
did.
doesn't feel
Which kinda we
respectful
did.
to bring it up again, honestly.
Which we kind of did, didn't we? We did
We
that for
did.
Kevin Conroy.
We
We
did.
did that for Jason David Frank.
Also, hilariously, I apologize for jumping in there and saying this. We missed the birthday, but I believe yesterday was the birthday of Johnny Young Bosch. So, congratulations to one of my favorite Rangers and one of my favorite voice actors.
Happy birthday, Johnny Young Bosch. I've met him before, and he's such an awesome guy.
He's a cool dude, and we hope that he stays cool in the future. You know what? I hope he voices Bash again.
I hope so too. But let's go ahead and get started. Juan, start the countdown.
Very well. In that case, I believe we'll start off with the number 10 story of the Ravens flock, of our top 10 events of 2022. Let's see.
Russia
This track-
invades Ukraine.
Happy New Year. Let's talk about war.
What is it good for?
Absolutely
nothing.
nothing.
Say it again.
What's
Man,
good?
oh man, oh man. What? Yeah, no. I think
It's so bad it freaking knocked my wireless mouse off my perch. What the heck?
yeah, no. The Russia invading Ukraine was definitely really messed up.
This I can tell because you can't come up with more adjectives.
If I recall, it began somewhere around February. Is that correct?
It was February.
It was early
It
February.
was
Yes.
February, yes.
Yeah, it was a rather. It honestly felt kind of sudden because at this point, while the tensions between Russia and literally everyone else were still always present, it felt like Putin was happy to stay on his lane, ride his bear, and basically complain that the world wasn't spinning his way. But all of a sudden, the man started moving his forces into Russia,
Into Ukraine.
into what has been for the last year one of the most disastrous and misinformation-filled campaigns we have seen in our lives.
But the invasion isn't without its unfortunate casualties.
Oh no!
Well, of
everything
course,
else.
aside from the loss of human life, which is it's categorically tragic and messed up.
It's a
and
war.
It's war. It's going to happen. The really messed up part about it is, like, a lot of the Russian soldiers, the infantry, the military, they didn't want this war either.
Half of
No!
them, there were several squadrons that literally stopped fighting because they went, wait, we're doing what? No! That's
We're doing
stupid.
what? That's stupid.
I should be
This is stupid.
I should be at home eating borscht right now. Fuck this.
Forget all this, man. I'm out of here. They literally would lay down their arms. They would lay down their guns. Like, no, okay, no, we're surrendering unconditionally. We're surrendering our forces over here. We're not having this.
This also resulted in some absolutely stupid and tragic moments on the land of social media, as a bunch of people actually joined there was at least one case of somebody joining the Ukrainian army using social media to post their position and getting obliterated by artillery fire.
I was gonna get to that. Oh my goodness, that is embarrassing for the Russian.
When,
That's
when
the-
moral
that was the
signaling
Ukrainian.
goes
Yeah,
wrong.
for the Ukraine,
no,
yeah.
the other side was just as bad, because while everybody saw Russia as righteously the invading enemy, a bunch of dumbasses started to use social media to also post images of soldiers getting killed, and the fact that the situation with Ukraine got so desperate, they started committing war crimes themselves. There was at least one case of a bomb falling on a bunch of soldiers that were taking away a wounded ally.
Oh,
that
boy.
is
God.
so messed up.
Bad on both sides, no matter which way you look at it. But clearly, in this case, Russia's government was the one to blame, as for some reason, the man that controls one of the largest continents in the world decided that he needed to control just a bit more, and everybody had to pay the price for it.
Yeah, and because of the whole Russian invasion, lots of moves were made to try and stop.
Shelley Fitzgerald, hey there.
Hello,
Shelley.
hello.
Yeah, the world. The rest of the world obviously banding together behind showing the support for Ukraine.
Yeah, like it's crazy because obviously Ukraine was like we're giving you guys a really abbreviated version of how this happened.
Broad strokes.
1990, Cold War ends, Soviet Union collapse. Ukraine used to be part of Soviet Union. Now its own independent nation. Russia says, you are part of us. They're like, no, fine. You will not be part of us for now. Fast forward to a few years ago over here, Vladimir Putin shows up. You are part of Russia. We're coming in to protect you guys. No, we're our own country. No, we're going to protect you. No, we're our own country.
We're our own
Yes,
country.
I don't understand. I don't think you understand. We are here to protect you.
You
We
are
from
being
Russia.
You are
and
being
so are you.
rescued. Do not resist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, here's what's up. Shelley's right. Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, has pretty much become a hero for two reasons. Number one, he's basically been nose deep in the dirt of all of this alongside his troops from day one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of a leader that folks will respect no matter what the situation is.
Lose or
He's
win,
not like
he's taking the moral trophy home with him.
exactly. He's not sitting in an office in Kiev like Putin's doing in Moscow,
Frowning at everything.
exactly. And with this mess of Putin, the second reason is that this has been escalating so much that Putin's been threatening using tactical nukes to try to liberate Ukraine from who? From Ukraine.
From all living things within Ukraine.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So obviously,
It's so nonsensical.
ain't nobody playing games with that, and apparently neither are we, because the big impact that we had on this in terms of this story was how this Russian invasion of Ukraine had taken the world by storm, affecting everything, even in terms of the world of like nerd culture and the world of like video gaming news and stuff. It was crazy.
That's
It
right.
Was wasn't it that there were actually Russian gamers who had to be freaking fled their country? Or what
There
was
were
it?
there were
Did
Russian
happen.
gamers that had to fled their country. I remember. I think you mentioned that certain like nerd icon, or nerd personality on social media was actually she was actually addressing how she was trapped over in Ukraine.
Yeah.
It didn't help that because of the situation with Russia, a bunch of embargoes of many services were put on the country itself to basically make the civilian population convince the government to stop this stupid endeavor. As a result, for a while, Russia lost access to Steam
Which is hysterical and unfortunate.
and the internet as well.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
That got bad.
too.
It got bad real quick. Like the Russian populace took to the streets to basically scream at his government's gate of, bro, ex-hamster isn't coming up.
It's okay. We are here to help.
Better times will come. It is inevitable. So yeah,
Yeah.
a massive amount of civil unrest, and more importantly, the spectacular incompetence of the Russian military resulted in a campaign that lasted way longer than it should, as somehow history repeated itself and a giant army ran into the greatest problem in the world: logistics. You ever see what happens when you take thousands of men, load them up with hundreds of pounds of military equipment, and send them to the snow?
Ah!
Oh, goodness.
We'll
Yeah.
tell you what happens. Bugger all. That's what. It was a catastrophe.
Well, as we're moving into the new year, we honestly hope that some sort of resolution comes to this, and Ukraine.
Less violent resolution. Don't
less
just hope
vi-
for
no,
something.
A less violent. I was getting to that one. You got to quit cutting me out.
Listen, our,
Smoking.
A less violent resolution.
Thank you.
Hopefully, because I want Ukraine to be liberated, and Vladimir Putin has got. Okay, I take it back, because if there's any violent resolution I would wish upon is for Vladimir Putin to get his ass kicked.
yeah, that would work.
He's already gotten his ass kicked royally, verbally, financially.
Good. Now I want it to happen physically.
Yes, because let's not forget, ultimately,
Tell me you don't want the same thing.
In a
Don't tell me
war,
you don't want the
do
same
not
thing.
forget, the greatest tragedy of the war is that old men get to sit on their desks and order countless young men to die in their name. Every soldier that has perished in this war, no matter what side they're on, did not have to be there to die.
You're not wrong. And
So,
that's
yes.
But for Vladimir Putin, I don't want him to die. I want him to get royally beaten up, and I want him thrown in, locked up for a long time, so that he can live with his stupidity, so he
Maybe-
can live with his failure.
Here's the
Maybe the
problem.
Russians should take a cue from the French and do some revolutions.
right. It would be nice. I mean, they did it once before when they
It worked pretty well for a while.
It did. They did it once before with the royal family. Ask Tsar Nicholas II. Oh wait,
Can't.
you can't.
Yeah.
Well, we can also ask Anastasia. She's on Broadway.
All right.
Have you heard? There's a rumor in St. Petersburg. Have you heard what they're saying in the streets?
The problem is,
The greatest con in history.
every time I hear that song, all I think is St. Pete, Florida, and I'm like, oh, it's a rumor. I wonder what burned down this time.
Oh Lord.
All right, let's move on to the countdown. Juan, number 9.
Number 9 is well. This is actually fitting considering what y'all two chucklebucks were watching before we went live over here. Mario and Sonic have gone Hollywood.
That's right.
Number 9 on our countdown.
Yeah.
2022 saw the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Electric Boogaloo featuring
Everybody
Knuckles.
expected the sequel to be better, and lo and behold, the sequel was in fact better.
And then some.
It gave us everything we wanted. More action, more comedy, more heart-wrenching sadness, more Jim Carrey, more incredibly good CGI and epic fights, more amazing music, more Tom and more Mary, more flexing dudes. It gave us guns
It also gave us
of the Patriots.
It also gave us gun,
It also gave us gun.
It also gave us the more important aspect of them all.
Knuckles, and
No,
Tails.
not Knuckles.
What?
The greatest, most powerful, important case of them all.
What?
It makes you feel like family.
Yes, it
Wow.
does.
And
2022.
the endless basketball.
2022 was definitely an amazing year for the Sonic franchise. Not just the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but man, the Sonic fans got spoiled with a lot of awesome content with the release of Sonic Frontiers, available for all consoles, and with the release of the Netflix series Sonic Prime.
We got Sonic the
Which is on Netflix instead of Amazon Prime. It's actually it would have made the perfect sense.
You think
You
so, right?
think.
But no,
you
no.
would think, but no.
It
no.
has been an incredibly successful year for the Blue Blur, especially after, well, let's be honest, when the
Blue
first
Justice.
when the first Blue Hedgehog movie was announced, everybody was rightfully very skeptic.
Especially with
Of course,
ugly
with the
Sonic.
Especially
with the
with
ugly
the-
Sonic. I mean, have you looked at his eyes?
No, I don't. I am lost in those
We lost his
whirlpools of
teeth.
chaos.
We got stuck in his teeth.
But anyways, the
Too
point in
many
case is they fixed the problem and the movie was a running success. And somehow it feels like the success of that movie just lit a fire under Sega's ass because they have been hitting it out of the park. A second movie, everybody's like, I don't know, man, but it's great. Another game with an open world, I don't know, man, but it's great. An animated series on Netflix, I don't know, man, but it's great. Like, I don't know how this is happening, but Sega cannot stop swinging and hitting home runs non-stop. I don't know when it's gonna end.
Well,
but I hope it goes beyond movie 3.
Well, it looks like it's actually going to be meeting a new pitcher over in the in the
that's
field here
right. We
with
gotta-
the release of the trailer, which will be of the forthcoming movie of the Super Mario Brothers fully animated film, being produced by
Finally, a good movie from that goddamn studio.
Okay.
after the first Despicable Me movie.
Yeah, no.
How
I
long
mean-
has that been?
A while.
Okay, and yes, for Super Mario, it's also a banger of a year too, because when we saw the trailers, like, first of all, when we heard that Chris Pratt was voicing Mario, everyone took a dump on
It
it.
didn't help the fact that his interview, the man is clearly has not played a single video game in his life. You know, I was busy stomping Koopas. Like, it was the most awkward thing I have ever seen in my life. Obviously, everybody was very happy with the audition on the opposite side. Mr. Jack Black himself as the king, Koopa King Bowser himself. Like, basically, every aspect of the movie seemed good. The only thing people were iffy on was the main character, Chris Pratt himself. The fact that the original voice of Mario gets to do a cameo appearance just felt like putting salt in the wound. Thankfully, those fears were alleviated with the most recent game show that showed a new trailer showing Chris Pratt getting to vocalize a little bit more about Mario and allaying many of the fears that the main character of the movie was not going to sound like
The
main character of the movie.
That's right. And Juancho, I know that we're happy to hear your rock and roll awesome icon Jack Black voicing Bowser.
Of course, he's the god of rock. I am thoroughly convinced that Jack Black is just Dionysus made flesh.
I mean, he
All right.
certainly looks the part.
I mean, yeah, especially now that he's got some gray in his beard. I mean,
You know
like,
what the ironic
absolutely.
part is, though? He's probably cleaner than Dionysus. In mythology, Dionysus got thrown in jail like 7 times.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that.
But it's
Shelley, apparently, she has not had the pleasure of watching.
I
the Sonic
recommend you
movies.
do. I think you'll have a great time watching it. But
It's-
that being said, not just the movies, but also a lot of news from the from Nintendo of the different releases, different editions for Mario Kart, of course. The new,
right.
which we will get to on our next subathon on Sunday.
Which what's that subathon
Is
again?
that this
by the way,
Sunday or the next one?
No, it's next Sunday.
Okay,
Next
good.
Sunday on January 15th. We will get to those new courses. But yes, 2022 was definitely a great year for Mario and Sonic, and they didn't even have to compete against each other.
For once, surprisingly, no.
Mario and Sonic are just like, you know what? We're just gonna have a good time.
Sounds good. Let's do this, plumber man.
Too slow.
I'll kill you now. See, the funny thing is, if I recall, when the next Sonic movie comes out, it's going to be competing against either Avatar, another Avatar movie, or another DC or Marvel project. And this is hilarious because this has happened twice, and 2 times Sonic has won. So listen, I'm not saying that Sonic is more powerful than Marvel and DC. I'm stating that Sonic is more powerful than Marvel and DC.
Damn, Angel. All right. Well, that's something we'll talk about another time. But Angel, Juan, let's continue with the countdown with number 8.
Number 8.
This is a song I made when I was invading the Mushroom
apparently
Kingdom.
Shelley sat through Avatar. You sat through the first one or the second one, you mean?
Let us know.
I don't know
Yeah,
if the
'cause-
second one had anything
all right.
going for it.
Guys, give me a second. I need to get the air freshener.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There's a bit of a... There's that stench here. You know what happens when you leave a machine like in a basement for too long?
Yeah, or
gets
no,
that
no,
stink.
and no. It's actually no. It's when you have moisture in the air,
Yeah.
and there's no open air
It
circulation.
just kind of coagulates
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
an
Oh,
area.
Oh, the second one. Okay, you saw it. All right, well, you sat through it. That sounds like you didn't enjoy it.
Thank you for that,
Apparently the
Juancho.
second one wasn't that good.
It's
Even
a-
to the first one.
Okay,
But yeah,
well,
there's this
it's
this smell.
what's
this-
the what? How do you call this
Stench?
odor, Jose?
I
No,
know.
no.
I think the cool kids call it, I think it's called musky.
Yeah, there's like a musk.
It's
Where's the
musky.
musk oh, I see. It's coming from my social platform.
No,
it's coming
not,
from my
It's not
Twitter.
our social platform
Oh,
anymore.
Oh,
It belongs to Elon Musk. We're
That's
talking about
Number
right.
8. Twitter is smelling musky.
Holy-
$44 billion.
$4 billion dollarinos after a lot of jumping back and forth for legal shenanigans and a lot of bear traps closing on people's asses. Elon Musk proceeded to make every single lame joke he could think of, pay his bills, and actually bought Twitter. There was a huge outcry.
But let that sink in. We are now envisioning my space baby dick rocket future
That's
because we
right.
must have the digital open place of open square in order for everyone to launch the rockets into my NFT.
We will colonize
batteries
Mars.
that will colonize Mars with my clone babies.
Man, imagine
Hi there, Lorraine Lamore. Welcome to the Ravens flock.
Welcome. Go on,
Imagine-
And
Angel.
I'm sorry that you didn't get those. You can't get those 3 hours back, Shelley. You
will
have
ne-
my
you never will.
condolences.
They're my hours now.
Go
Yeah,
on.
Angels.
I'm taking those
stealing
hours.
Yeah. Go on,
Now,
Angel.
I gotta be honest with you. Listen, a millionaire tech bro making dumb decisions.
Billionaire.
A billionaire tech bro making...
Multi-billionaire.
Sorry, a multi-billionaire.
The richest man on the planet.
Richest man
We
on
got
the
it.
planet doing dumb decisions with this man. Scrooge McDuck, this man is not. Dumb decisions are wanted and guaranteed, but imagine with that money how much farther the Catgirl project could have gone.
We could have had proper cat girls.
I know!
God
Come on!
dang it, Musk.
Listen, Musk,
You promised us cat girls.
You may,
You
be,
liar.
you may be a fool, but I know that somehow you are one of us. This man watches anime. He knows what he could have done with that money. Where's my electric car, Bruce? I was promised one.
Car, Bruce.
Yeah, no. Whether what's his face? Whether Elon Musk is just dumb and irresponsible and
Yes.
indecisive, or he does
All of
these
the
things on purpose just to
All of
generate
the above.
attention.
Probably also yes.
Probably also yes, or yes. So yeah, no. Throughout the entire year of 2022, there are reports that Elon Musk purchased Twitter, but then he didn't. But then he did.
a lot, and then he didn't want to, and then Twitter's CEOs and their company said, "You're locked in. You have to now."
You legally
Nuh-uh,
promised this.
I don't want to pay that much. That is not part of my future, and I will not allow this rocket.
Objection, sir. Pulls out a long-ass contract. By the sheer potential here, you must either pulls out a deck of Uno cards, continue the Catgirl project, or draw 25 cards. Damn it.
Literally, he could have. Literally, the purchase agreement for Twitter was written out where if either party backed out once the discovery process kicked off, they had to pay a $1 billion penalty in order to cancel out. Musk could have saved face and said, "You know what? This wasn't worth my time. I will let it burn. I will not throw my money into this Space Baby Dick Rocket Future social platform. I will just pay this $1 billion because I'll make that back in a week." That's how cool I am.
We're not exaggerating. This man makes even the 44 that he paid, he probably already got back.
No, he hasn't.
Never
he
mind
hasn't.
it.
He hasn't.
But I wouldn't be
Telling you,
surprised.
man, how much progress that project could have made.
That being said, and when you started breaking out about it, there was a huge outcry on social media with many people threatening to leave Twitter if Elon Musk purchases it.
There were
And,
people who left.
Yeah, there are people who left, and many people speculated, and I certainly don't agree with it because have you seen Twitter right now? That they think that it's the beginning of the end. Of Twitter.
Ironically, the end is taking a bit longer to expect because if one good thing came out of this whole thing is the fact that he proved to us that yes, Twitter was by default hiring way too many people because after he fired more than half of the staff, the website kept running exactly the same, and I'm happy to say it's still running exactly the same
For now.
and he cleared up the tax on the Japanese version of Twitter because apparently there were a bunch of mods and jackasses that were abusing their power to spread political dissent and propaganda to basically keep the timeline filled with people saying stupid, angry shit.
Yo,
The
no,
moment
make
they
no
were
mis-
let go, it all became peaceful. So I'll give him credit for doing one good thing at least.
Yeah, he certainly did make a lot of changes. Like, for every one good thing, like he does, like there are some other changes that he made on Twitter that's just laughable. Like, first of all, the whole blue check thing, the verification.
I'm sorry
thing.
you can't talk about this. Pay $8.
Exactly. He changed
Thank you
it.
for talking about this. Now pay me $8.
Yeah,
That
the,
would be
the,
$8.
the blue verification check, where many people, including us, worked so hard to try and obtain, is now easily purchasable and
as a subscription.
as a subscription.
So it's no longer the blue mark. It's now our blue mark.
But-
everyone can take it.
That means nobody matters.
but on
So
the
when
da-
everybody's super,
Nobody is.
yes, and because of that, there are so
Fuck.
many like YouTubers that actually took advantage of this new perk thanks to Musk.
Including dipshit YouTubers like far right wing psychotic, not like supremacist freaking a-holes just bought themselves a blue check mark.
look at this.
Like-
I have obtained relevancy, which ironically resulted in people denying them relevancy because now every time you see somebody with a check mark, almost the immediate next response is, "Hey, yo, this guy paid for Twitter."
Now, you
in
want
a
to know what's
s-
dumb? Now you actually have other like certified places, like for instance YouTube's Twitter, and like Twitter's from like state and federal government agencies that have gold or gray check marks. So what's the point of the blue check mark?
Well,
They're
you
just
see-
gonna put another check mark on there.
Well, you see, first you start with a blue check mark.
No.
Then you power up to the gold check mark.
No.
Then you go black edgy check mark.
What?
And then you finish it with the ultra instinct check mark.
That's the
which
white
lets you
silver one.
rate your people before you even reply to them.
Angel, this sounds like an exciting idea. Now watch Elon Musk not use it.
Of course he's not gonna use it. That's because it's a smart idea. That's why he's never gonna use it.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously, this whole Elon
Shelly's
Musk
right, by the way. Elon Musk is not a people person.
No, he's
not. But
he's a people of himself. Elon Musk is a person of Elon Musk.
But he's generating buzz. He's generating attention just by existing on Twitter, and I feel that that's not going to go away anytime soon.
Well,
can't.
actually, it might, because you may recall he did put up a freaking poll.
That's right.
Saying, "Hey, folks, should I continue being the CEO of Twitter?"
No.
Everybody and their mother was voting him no.
And then he said,
You know what?
I will
Sure.
do-
Once I find a sucker who's willing to take the
once
job.
I find a suitable replacement. And you know what the hilarious thing is, though? This might be an ironic method of keeping himself holding that position for longer.
Yeah.
Because
I
who
can't
wants
fi-
Twitter now?
I can't find anyone who's willing to run this company.
How much you wanna bet?
Better than me.
If he tries to sell it, how much you want to bet he's going to try to sell it for $44 billion?
He will most definitely put a $44 billion tag. Like, at this point, who is going to pay that much for that social media platform?
All
Good
right.
grief.
Let's go ahead and move
Well,
on.
who knows? Folks thinks that he's done some good stuff, and that's fine, but only time will tell.
Only time will tell. For now, let's enjoy the few good things. And the fact that somehow Twitter hasn't exploded yet.
Juan,
Yes.
let's move on with the countdown with number 7.
All right, well, Jose, I'm sorry. We're not going to there's no way we could get to number 7.
What do you mean?
Why
We
not?
have no chance. All right, that's what you got.
Oh, damn. For real?
What,
Little
really?
politicians are so long puppets, all right? So you got no chance in hell.
Oh, no. Oh.
And neither does this man, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, retiring as the chairman and CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE.
As you folks know, the story of WWE has been filled to the brim with incredibly highs and dizzying lows, an extraordinary number of increasingly mounting controversies, enormous amounts of expenditure, and the enormous cost of his eternal fight against AEW, which has been trying to fight them for attention for the last few years, has been taking a bit of a toll on the company. Obviously, the support pillars are still holding strong, but at the end of the day, the weakest link in the chain might as well be the only link in the chain. And one consistent problem in that chain has been, ironically, the leader himself, the man known as Vince, ow, my quads, McMahon.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon, a third generation wrestling promoter. To say that he didn't do anything to revolutionize pro wrestling would be dishonest.
Of course, no. Back in his golden days, the man was a goddamn talent machine. You point him out of business, he could make it flourish money.
Yeah, let's ask the XFL. Let's ask IcoPro. Let's ask the World Bodybuilding
Oh,
Federation.
no, you don't understand. Juan, those were not businesses. Those were human resources. So, yeah.
But the spring and summer of 2022
Pro.
was definitely heating up as Vince McMahon has been publicly outed by several folks, several victims who have come forward with stories of sexual assault
and misconduct.
that Vince McMahon himself has caused.
Actually, it wasn't sexual assault. They were all they were all considered to be consensual sexual encounters with employees, which he paid off with non-disclosure agreements and hush money. The problem of it was that he used the company funds in order to do this.
That's right, fellows.
It wasn't the fact that he cheated on his wife, Linda McMahon.
Again.
Again. How many
It wasn't the
times?
fact that he engaged in any of this,
with
but
his
the fact-
co-workers at that. His
With
subordinates.
employees.
But he used the company's money.
Yeah,
The
trust me.
man's stinking rich, and he has to dip into the company payroll to pay people off.
Which turns out that those expenses were not recorded in the quarterly earnings from 2022 all the way back to 2019.
Of course they were not recorded. What are you going to call them? Business meetings?
Actually,
Quarterly reports? The quarter is my dick. The report is your hole.
yes,
Yes. That's the part that made
that's
me laugh.
actually exactly correct, Angel. Yes.
That's the part that got me. It wasn't the fact that he had affairs with like his subordinates and he paid them off to hide them. Let's be honest, they are not the first company to do this. It's the fact that he wasn't using his money. So the second this number got too big, a bunch of accountants came together and went, "Wait a minute,
This doesn't
this
add up.
give me the calculator. This shit isn't adding up."
How much was the grand total?
It spells 800. Is that a number 1 and a Y? And then it's a CAL. we been had.
$20 million freaking dollars.
$20 million
of company funds over a
in
span of
booty
what?
calls.
And
Yeah, like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like a freaking idiot.
Why
That's-
would you do this? You are rich
Dude,
and famous.
You
go
can
to-
get high-end escort ladies. I'm pretty sure there are high-end escort ladies in Connecticut who would pay to have some snoggy time with Vince McMahon, damn it.
Hell,
And
there's
fol-
women who would do it for free because they might actually want to fuck Vince
and
McMahon.
and,
right?
and following the escalation of this situation, Vince McMahon has decided to call it a day. Slash held on to his position with the unrelenting grip of career rigor mortis until it was pried out of his cold dead fingers.
They
Which
had to
apparently
bring in
hasn't
the
happened yet.
They had to bring in the jaws of life to make his hand leave the disc.
Now, in order to fill in the void that was left of Vince McMahon's departure from WWE, because not only was he the chairman and the CEO, but he was also basically the head of creative. But everything that you watch on TV from the time Vince McMahon was in office, whether it was on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT, all went under his gigantic, oppressive thumb. Nobody could sneeze without him knowing it. And
you
he
just
hates
sneeze?
people
You're
sneezing.
fired.
Actually, yes. Actually, yes, Angel.
Jesus.
He hates
You're
when-
not wrong,
He
dude.
hates people sneezing, and he hates it when he sneezes because that's weakness. God damn it!
Oh,
There's
so
no
was
such
he-
thing as sneezing.
That explains why he was only having sex with his subordinates.
Yeah.
Remember the iconic words of the legendary writer Oscar Wilde. Everything in life is about sex, except sex. Sex is about power.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't realize that for all his power, he didn't have quite as much power as he thought he did, because turns out the one thing more powerful than Vince McMahon is Vince McMahon's accounting department. And
So-
they had some questions.
So when Vince stepped down, Vince's daughter Stephanie McMahon and WWE CEO and President Nick Khan were appointed as co-CEOs of the company, and former multi-time WWE World Champion Triple H at
Paul
the time,
Levesque.
Paul Levesque, who was recovering from a cardiac event at the time, was appointed as head of creative, and since then, WWE on all the levels have been trending upward.
Surprisingly, yeah, the moment the man left and his daughter took power in this case, and I gotta admit, I was a little worried that she was gonna be a shadow puppet.
I believe the correct name for her, as was made famous 12 years ago by a Chicagoan, his idiot daughter and his doofus son-in-law.
Well, turns out that the so-called idiot daughter and doofus son-in-law seem to have some sort of managing skills.
Yeah, but I feel the last one is false advertising. After all, is Triple H the cerebral assassin?
Kind of, yeah. As a
He's
matter of fact, it turns-
assassinating that paperwork, all right?
actually, no. No, Triple H is in charge of everything that shows up on the shows.
Ah.
The storylines, the matches, that stuff. Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan, they're in charge of the office stuff. They're in charge
the
of the
paperwork.
work on it. Now, like Jose was saying, since Triple H took over creative and Stephanie and Nick Khan took over running the company, the WWE had been in an upward swing. It had been on an upward trajectory where people were excited to not only watch WWE to see different styles of action, different styles of matches, but the people were actually excited to come work for WWE.
Imagine
You
that.
could say wrestling now.
It's not a
Imagine.
dirty word anymore.
I love the fact that this actually proves Vince's greatest fear. His company doesn't need him. In fact, his company never needed him. Think about how long Triple H and has been cooking those stories in his head.
Long enough.
He's been building those projects, but as long as Vince keeps vetoing all his suggestions, none of them go through. But now he's free to cut loose, within certain manner of reason. And the fact that, as you said, people are excited to attend WWE matches, to watch it again, means that they were right. The company no longer needs him.
Oh yeah, the wrestling content has certainly improved. The ratings, their ratings and their stocks have trended upwards. Lots of wrestlers who were released due to budget cuts in 2020 and 2021 made their way back into TV, such as the former Universal Champion Braun Strowman, Johnny Gargano, Hit Row,
Karrion Kross and
Karrion Kross
Scarlett
and
Bordeaux.
Scarlett Bordeaux.
That's right.
Who-
The champion couple. You
Yeah, no,
mentioned.
Karrion Kross, the final NXT champion before the revamp of NXT 2.0. And God, that was a mess.
What a redemption story.
And
Yeah.
no, you want to talk about redemption story? The rehiring and the rebirth of Bray Wyatt.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah, now Bray Wyatt's storylines are going in with the slow build and the methodical, sinister, creepy paranormal shit that Bray Wyatt has been trying for years to get done, but with Vince McMahon being the control freak that he is, going through that filter, you know what he needs? He needs a freaky mask, and he needs a fun house, you know, like a creepy kid show host. You gotta get your heat, pal. That's how people are gonna make you a champion, pal.
So yeah, essentially Vince's obsession of relying on nothing but shock factor instead of letting things properly build up resulted in a bunch of storylines that went nowhere, events that fell flat, and hype with a surprisingly little of hype behind it. But now that creativity is in the hands of, well, one could call them the creators again, we might actually see the golden years of the WWE actually return. Strange as that might feel.
Don't about that. As
And
of
then
this,
I was wrong again.
as of this broadcast, Vince
Yesterday, actually.
Yesterday, it was reported that Vince McMahon is actually back on the board, on the WWE board as part of negotiations.
As the chairman of the board
As the
again.
chairman of the board again, as part of negotiations for the TV deals for 2023.
One negotiation with what TV deals? Why the
Okay, here's what's up,
How
Angel.
would you want him there?
Let me explain it to you. Number one, Vince McMahon was no longer chairman of the board. He was no
right.
longer CEO.
He was made to leave.
However, in 1999, when the WWE was first placed on out on the open market in the New York Stock Exchange and made a publicly traded company,
Oh no.
there were two classes of stock ownership in the company that was made, Class A and Class B. Class A stock is everybody.
Oh shit. hang
Everybody
on.
and their mother who's
trying to get some views here,
everybody and their mother who's trying to buy a stake in WWE. You know, you've got like $45.
Yeah.
Okay, go on the New
Buy-
York Stock Exchange, buy yourself a stock. You now own a small piece.
Buy
of WWE.
WrestleCoin.
Actually, kind of. We'll get
Damn
to
it.
those soon.
But go on.
And there's one other thing. Class B. This is where it gets tricky, Angel.
Okay.
And Jose, I'm giving y'all a little bit of an
Economics 101 with Mr. Juan Araiz.
Go for one.
This is how I keep from going crazy. I learned shit.
Tell me about the numbers.
Class B stock in World Wrestling Entertainment has two caveats in it. The first is it has 10 times the voting power in terms of all executive decisions.
What?
That Class A's do. So Class A counts as 1 vote, a Class B stock counts as 10. And the second caveat is that only direct members of the McMahon family are ever allowed to own Class B stock. If they sell it, it automatically turns to Class A stock. It
Wow.
means
So it's literally a bloodline technique.
exactly.
Holy shit.
It is the blood power technique.
It makes this stock more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Stupid, but basically, Vince McMahon was still the majority shareholder of the company.
God
he
damn
was
it.
still the number one guy. He was still the owner, meaning he's literally for the last couple of months has been sitting in his gigantic palatial estate in Connecticut and said, "Okay, I'm done. I'm coming back to work now."
God damn. So
Pretty
basically,
much.
your
But
salary-
no, it's more. It's more than that. Put that damn phone down.
But
Phones
sir,
are weakness.
stocks. But the stocks.
Here's what's happening. Okay, I'm not only just coming in and making myself chairman, but we're also going to do two things. I'm getting rid of 2 other members of the board, and I'm putting in 2 people that sucked on my ass that I fired years ago.
What the hell?
And bringing them back because they're on my side.
Unfortunately, he's not wrong.
That's exactly what happened.
How incredibly disappointing. And here I dare to hope that things might it looks like our prediction was true. This man will only be freed of his burden when he freaking dies.
Now, there is a
If he gets
silver
his way.
lining because in that story, according to the news outlets, the WWE actually held a talent meeting with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H and Nick Khan, basically saying that Vince McMahon coming back will not affect day-to-day operations.
Could you say that? Does that mean that? Hang on, I'm trying to put this thing on silent.
Volume.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's trying to view.
something else. I was
Okay.
trying to do something about our previous. I wanted to check the previous video to see if the choppiness was there after it got rendered.
Okay.
But
It's probably gonna
essentially,
take 24 hours.
you are telling me that it is possible that since it will not affect the day-to-day operations, his position in the actual board is essentially for the sake of having him there and nothing else.
Pretty much, Vince McMahon essentially held the company ransom to try to get himself back onto the board because he basically said in one of the articles that was reported that Vince McMahon said that there's like I don't remember word for word.
I do.
Okay.
That right now the WWE is in prime position in a very, very narrow window of time where many media companies would be salivating and dying for content.
Yeah, no
Who
thanks
else
to
to
him.
turn to than WWE? So he's there to sell the company and to sell the media rights.
Of
But
course.
there's two things on it. Number one, he's not going to allow any sale without his say so. And number two, he won't approve of any sale that doesn't include him being CEO of the company.
So nothing
Chairman
has
of the
changed.
company. Basically.
We had a brief moment of reprieve from the bullshit of his wrinkly ballsack getting dragged all over everyone's faces. And now we gotta put up with it all over. You know what?
Damn right you're putting
Listen,
up with it.
Listen,
and you're
Triple-
gonna love it.
Triple H, I know you don't go in the ring anymore, but listen, man. You know that building. You know those stairs. You have a hammer. Accidents
Sledgehammer.
happen. I ain't gonna say shit. Are you gonna say shit?
You know what I think he's more pissed off about?
What?
There's one thing. Vince McMahon's corner office at his he's 78 years old, right? Is he?
Yeah, he's 78.
78, Shelly. So Vince is 70 freaking 8 years old. Vince McMahon's actual office of the chairman at WWE in Connecticut, he had, I kid you not, God is my witness, a dinosaur skull, an actual fossil, an actual one,
Yeah.
as part of the decor.
The self-awareness
They
is
sold the
non-existent.
hell out of it when he was gone. They sold that bitch and got rid of it. I'll bet your ass, dollars to donuts, he is more pissed off about losing his dinosaur head than actually losing control.
Huh. An extinct animal, a relic from an old age, no longer fit to exist in today's ecosystem. There's a lesson in there somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a lesson in there somewhere. And yeah, no. Honestly, yeah. I am very, very cautious about this. I'm not cautiously optimistic. I'm just cautious because of where WWE is going to go in 2023. So we're just going to have to... Oh yeah, that's another thing. Vince McMahon hasn't paid off any of the millions that he owes.
Oh yeah, no, that's another thing. The one part of the letter that the board of directors sent back to him when he said that he's coming back was like, you know what? We're still in the middle of this investigation that we had to burn money on thanks to your libido.
Yeah.
We ain't doing anything with you coming back unless you reimburse the fucking company. I dropped an F-bomb. I'm allowed one. That's my one F-bomb.
You're fine.
Maybe that's how they plan to keep him away from making important decisions. They're like, oh, do you want to bail this decision? Do I hear the sound of coins clinking in my pocket?
Actually, yeah, that's the last bit of change you're getting as I'm firing you. I still have controlling interest.
That's fine.
Remember
I
the
still
Class
have
B
this
stock?
recito. And I'm leaving with it floating behind me like a flag.
You can pry it out of my cold dead hand.
So what? He's just gonna keep firing people while they keep telling him,
Yes.
"Sorry, your decisions don't apply because you haven't paid your bills."
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is depressing.
All right.
Time will tell how this turns out, but as you could tell, we had fun when it first broke out, and it was crazy.
It was definitely
and
insane.
it also had the way we were actually breaking it down had a nice little caveat towards our number one.
Indeed, which we will
What do
get
you
to.
mean number 6? Oh wait, no, number 1. You're right. Shit.
We're gonna get to it when we
My
get to it.
brain
But,
just went to the wrong place in
but
the
what?
math
Let's not
problems.
skip ahead the line. Let's go to number 6.
Is this the right one?
Let's go for it. The Warner Media and Discovery Fuse.
Fusion.
The fusion. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Here we
yeah.
go. This one took place a while ago, but the consequences of it have been hitting for a while.
Was stupid. Okay.
Oh no, this is the opposite of chaos. This is the loss of matter. This is the approach of entropy.
You're right. Too
That is
gigantic.
true.
This is what happens when you have freaking fusion. There's going to be lost energy
That's
that goes
right.
with it. Yep.
And good God has energy, aka material, being lost because of
Mana.
this stupid business decision.
Now, for those of you who don't get it, back in 2021, we originally announced the plans that were announced by Warner Brothers, a parent media company, Warner Media, and Discovery Communications. Yes, the Discovery Channel, deciding to converge and become one omni freaking gigantic ass media conglomerate called Warner Media Discovery.
Predictably,
Yeah.
everybody was very doubtful of this kind of thing, and more importantly, very wary, because when company that is big gets bigger, it usually runs the risk of dangerous monopoly.
It runs a risk of dangerous monopoly, and there is definitely some like heartbreaking ramifications that came from the Warner Media Discovery announcement. Lots of projects that they had in Warner Media started getting canceled.
Oh, not just projects that they had in Warner Media, a bunch of stuff from like actual the Discovery itself, a bunch of shows, and I do mean several animated and live action shows that were still airing were completely deleted. And I do mean deleted because they were completely eliminated from the YouTube channel, the search engines, the official pages. It's as if the shows never existed because they're being used for tax purposes to pay, apparently, the monumental debts that they inherited when they fused the two companies together.
I don't even remember how much money was put into this fusion. Holy crap.
It
this
starts at 5 million and it just keeps
Billion.
55 billion and it just keeps going higher. And by the way, it's funny you mentioned that because very recently we got some notifications about this particular developing situation.
Oh,
Several original 1960 works of Looney Tunes, the cartoon that defined American youth for a goddamn century, have also been removed from the service.
Oh boy.
What?
For tax purposes.
For tax purposes.
Which means that we got to the point that even classical Looney Tunes can only be found now either in other channels or sailing the high seas, maybe.
Or if you
Yo-ho.
just randomly find them in YouTube by accident.
Basically, like, I can't believe that somehow after all this time, we're going back to the days of episode X of anime on YouTube, parts 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my
It
goodness.
feels like they want us to go to that point. Fun fact, I watched the majority of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece through YouTube. Back when they still let people get away with it.
Yeah, those were the good old days. But that being
I kinda
said,
miss those days
in
now.
480p
it's really-
for 8 minutes, and each one was subtitled in Korean and Japanese and then
Yes.
English, and you had it divided into 3 parts.
Hiding the tears behind the bankai.
yeah, no, there's definitely no good PR to come from this business venture, and it's just very hard to continue consuming the product from Warner Media and Discovery.
What is there to consume? There is no product. That's
There's
the
no
worst part.
product at all. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Like,
except for the Batman.
Except for the Batman.
Something. Can you
No,
imagine?
For now.
I'm joking.
Can you imagine if they just go, yeah, we canceled the Batman movie? Why? Tax purposes.
No, they did that to Batgirl, though.
Yeah. So now we're
Which
going
is
to do it to the
messed up.
Batman, which means that now Robert Pattinson will not be allowed to act again.
Oh.
Sorry, we sold off the actor body autonomy for tax
saw,
purposes.
like, listen, we saw what you did with Willem Dafoe in that lighthouse, and we don't approve. Also, we're cheap.
But
Okay, this is how much it actually costs. According to Variety magazine, the restructuring charges for the merger of Warner Warner Brothers Discovery, costs anywhere between 3.2 and 4.3 billion dollars.
wow.
Wow.
Absolutely disgusting. Can you believe
Shenanigans.
this? Twitter went for 44 billion. The cost for Warner Media Discovery in order for them to come together and converge costs a tenth of that.
Yeah.
A tenth
And
of that.
somehow,
A tenth?
And
No,
s-
wait, an 11th.
and somehow they mismanaged it even worse. They have lost so many subscribers and so many people have turned on them because they literally go, check out our new house. Where's the furniture? We sold it to afford the new house. What about your bed? Sold it to afford the new house.
But
what about sold? Sold.
what about the electricity, the water, the plumbing?
sold it. We
Sold.
can't sell electricity. It's public utilities.
Too bad.
And
we
we-
found a way to solve it. I get my lightning from the sky. There's a rod in the
But
ceiling.
you, wait, but you can't sell that bet.
I'm gonna sell the rod.
Don't sell the rod. It's okay. This because these are all going to look great on my tax return.
That's basically what this is turning into.
Oh my
you
God.
bought the best mansion in the world, and then you had to start selling off your furniture to pay off the debt of buying the greatest mansion in the world.
Is absolutely donkey
Shenanigans,
ridiculous.
I say.
All right.
Absolute shenanigans.
Let's go ahead and move on with the countdown. Juancho,
So-
let's.
I know. This,
I don't have
this is
anything
still-
positive to say about this.
You don't have anything.
No,
It's all screwed. I'm sorry.
it's all screwed, man. So let's go on with something a little more awesome than this. Let's go to number 5.
Okay,
Numero
number 5.
cinco.
This isn't awesome at all, Joe.
Whoa.
Is that?
No, that depends on how you look at it, but go ahead.
Which one is it? That's that? No. Okay,
Look at your list.
I am looking at. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're up to number 5. We're halfway through our countdown, folks.
This one seems very familiar to the previous one.
How do you figure? Oh.
That's why.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, the mudslide of Activision Blizzard. Y'all two came up with that line, by the
Yes.
way. Mudslide.
Well, actually, credit goes to Angel.
That's how
Okay.
it felt like. That's right. Once again, following up with yet another large company being embroiled in scandal, sexual harassment, lawsuits. Are we still talking about WWE?
Don't forget that there was also
know.
there was also reportedly a suicide
And a
involved.
suicide after someone's personal information got leaked. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, and hopefully never again, let's talk about Blizzard.
The fire rises.
As you know, Blizzard itself came under some serious social media fire after it was found out that the internal offices were essentially it was a crap hole. There was an enormous
They called it a giant frat house.
alcoholism, sexual harassment, nepotism, enormous amounts of sexism, and I don't
Knees were sogging everywhere.
Oh, no,
Look
no,
at
no.
those misoggy
mean no.
knees.
The knees were. This is not soggy time. This is serious, actual
actually
actual
soggy knees.
sexism.
Actually, yeah.
Actual
Unfortunately,
misogyny.
the knees were filled with fluids because several statements of many female workers being harassed, being assaulted, being bothered during work, being constantly harassed by coworkers that were halfway drunk, passed over by promotions and positions, resulted in a lot of people getting fired, and it eventually climaxed in one particular person committing suicide after her personal life was ruined when it was found out that she was having an affair with one of her superiors. Apparently, this was not a case of rape. The affair was supposedly consensual between both parties. But the point is,
It's still
She
an
took
abuse
her
of power
life
It's still
dynamic.
an abuse of power
and
dynamic.
as a response to these terrible things, Blizzard got involved into union busting, lowering of problems, basically a huge amount of PR saying we investigated ourselves and we found no crimes here.
Don't
Oh my
worry, we
God.
investigated ourselves and we changed the JPEGs in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that
we
was my
solved sexism.
Censored
so
halfway of the
stupid.
works in the game that people are playing. Problem solved.
Now
Yeah.
give us more money.
Needless to say, that combined with the enormous drop in quality of their products, Overwatch 2, I'm looking at you, and the
Ha.
recent release of the Firefly, I think it's called the expansion of World of Warcraft, which came to good to mid in like a month, has resulted in
sad.
Blizzard losing an
Ouch.
enormous amount of money, a massive amount of subscribers, and the number is still going down even now. Not to mention the spectacular screw-up that was Diablo Immortal. Which, by the way,
What's
it's
wrong?
dead.
Don't you? I thought you guys. What? You can't afford a
You
smartphone?
don't have phones? Well, guess what, buddy?
Hey, on you, man.
They had phones and they used them to tell you exactly where to stick it because Diablo Immortal is, ironically enough, pretty damn dead.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Memento mori for Diablo Immortal.
Remember death, but try not to remember that.
Yeah, no, this whole crazy mess that the corporate suits of Activision Blizzard has caused has definitely, like, a black eye is not up. This is far deeper than a black eye.
It's a black hole. Somebody got punched right to the stomach. I mean, man, I'm not like a doctor, but with all like the flesh and cartilage. And,
Cartilage.
Holy
huge
crap, man.
Black just came clean off.
Like,
A
holy crap,
huge
man.
black hole in their reputation.
And it's sucking in all their money because they are scrambling to do PR work right now to try
Even
to
to this
retain
day.
some slight amount of goodwill from their dwindling fan base. Again,
To be fair, there's still going to be fans of some of the franchises, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're fans of what Activision
of
Blizzard
course.
is doing.
I mean, it's like, listen, if I hate like the head of a car company, but their cars are still good, I'm gonna drive the car, you know?
Yeah, no,
It's
there's
sad.
still going to be existing fans, but any fans that all the other fans that they lost because of this blunder that they caused themselves,
Not to mention the public goodwill.
the public goodwill, there's no way they'll be able to get back the same people they alienated themselves
Those people
from.
went to Final Fantasy 14 and they never looked back.
You know what? It's okay. They're better off.
They're
better off.
Funny you mentioned that. I apologize for segueing. This fantastic YouTuber, I can't remember his name. I gotta find it later. He likes to make like animated parodies of World of Warcraft. He did a lot of those until Blizzard tried to slap him with a cease and desist. He
Bullshit.
avoided that, thankfully. But in response to it, he worked out a little video called World of Warcraft Veteran Tries Final Fantasy XIV for the first time. And we see this enormous ogre cover head to toe in weaponry, step onto Link Salomsina, like one of the House of F14, transforms into a class there and goes, I'm so tired. And everybody just welcomes him with his open yeah, welcome, Fred. He just burst out crying, going, he was terrible.
So terrible.
My favorite game has turned to shit.
Right?
It was horrible.
The best part is how it ends. You see a team just wipe, and the healer goes, well, I guess this is where we disband. This is a well-known problem in World of Warcraft. He goes, okay, just disband, and all right, you suck. Go kill yourself, whatever. And the other guy, who is a paladin tank, goes, what are you talking about? We just try again. No, idiot. I screwed up.
No,
the
dude.
party's Wait, what?
We're allowed to try
we just
again.
Try again. And
We're
then,
friends.
And then the really
We're
sad,
in this together.
The really sad Dragon song music starts. He goes, I never knew that people could do this. I mean, aren't
this
you afraid?
illegal?
Aren't you afraid to waste your time with this failure of a group? And the paladin goes, then we'll waste our time together. And the guy goes, wow.
Nice. Well, that's pretty funny.
It's an amazing. I gotta show it to you later.
Go ahead and talk to us later, but let's go ahead and get back on the countdown.
Wait,
One.
Do we have to? Like, we're kind of bulldozing a little bit. We're kind of.
We got some time to.
we
We
a
got
little
some
bit of
time
time.
to talk. Well, there's
But-
not much. What else is there to say about Activision Blizzard?
Nah. Well, it was funny that you mentioned Square Enix because, bruh,
Yep, we're gonna go straight to
no.
number 4.
but bruh,
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
This was gonna hurt.
of course, bruh.
As you will notice, all these events are connected by a series of thinly held connections made by what I pulled out of my ass. You could call them a chain of memories, but it keeps blocking itself, so it's more like a blockchain.
Yeah, bruh. I know what you mean. It's
Is
on.
this what the future looks like? I
Yeah,
think I like
bruh. This is the future,
I'm
bruh.
not sure I like this
The
future.
on the
NFT
blockchain,
trend,
bruh.
Oh
It's the
boy!
future, bruh.
Oh boy!
Aren't you having fun in the future, bro?
No, I'm not having fun.
Yeah, you're having fun, bro.
I don't know what this is.
On the blockchain, bro.
This is the worst future I've ever seen.
This is the worst. This isn't the future I wanted.
This is the worst cybernetic dystopia I ever played.
I know. This was not the military cyberpunk future that we
No,
signed
I
up
wanted a cool one with like the leather dusters and eating noodles in the rain next to like a small Chinese shop lit up by the light pollution of the stars.
Oh, the fake money stuff. You're
Oh, yes.
showing the.
In the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all that pizzazz that everybody's giving their attention to, yes,
Yeah.
NFTs is
Just
just
been getting their asses whipped all year.
getting their asses whipped all year.
As
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
the idea of the NFT or blockchain is the thought of minting a unique digital image which has value by the fact that it's unique. Supposedly, there is no other copies of it. And by the value that you give it, you can sell it, trade it, and so on and so forth. The idea, which is admittedly good in its part, is to create a decentralized currency that is not beholden to banks or governments that can screw you out of your hard-earned money, as you know that they have tried to do before. Unfortunately, turns out that when you create a world where there is no rules, people will take advantage of the fact that there is no rules, and the entire market within the second it was created became rife for corruption, stealing, theft, impersonation, fraud, more fraud, a bit more fraud.
Ponzi schemes,
With
pyramid
the-
schemes.
Within
yeah.
ironically enough, the one that was popular for a while was Dogecoin, going back to
Dogecoin.
And the
Dogecoin.
moment he took his name away from it, most likely because he actually saw that shit coming for once, its value dropped. And then
It didn't just drop. It 90-degree like
it
she-
disappeared.
Yep,
into the
it went Shikron
And
on all
then
of us.
That revealed the trap. It's only as valuable as people think it's valuable.
Okay, just one example over here, bruh.
Bruh.
This is our NFT, bruh. I own that, bruh.
Really?
It's the feature, bruh.
How valuable is that ape, bruh?
How valuable is it?
Dickie McGee's axe, that's how. Because that's how easy it was. That was an actual NFT, and I ripped that off because it's a JPEG. It's just a JPEG.
It is zeros and ones, ones and zeros, zeros and ones, ones and zeros. And if you're really creative, you can sneak in a 2 there.
Oh God!
But you know what's up? What's really up is how sad it is when folks who put in their hard-earned money, their well-regulated time, and they dump it into these NFT projects only to get rug pulled, freaking swindled,
Yeah.
bamboozled,
oh yeah,
robbed, shenaniganed,
some known.
ripped off.
Oh yeah, some known celebrities and public names also got bamboozled by this whole NFT
Oh,
trend.
definitely. Props to the famous voice actor Troy Baker upon getting massive backlash for
And
going
David
into
Hayter.
NFT, and David Hayter. They both went, you know what? Thinking back on it, this is a terrible idea. We're going to stop, we're going to apologize, and we're going to continue our business. And sadly, not everyone learned their lesson.
No.
Because for those two, there were many more that kept trying to push their stupid little coins and their stupid little NFTs, only to fail flat on their faces again and again. The numbers were all over the place. NFTs that costed hundreds of thousands of dollars immediately became less than $12 worth the moment they got copied and pasted, leading to the infamous event where the famous TV producer and TV personality and media personality Seth Green, who you might know as one of the guys that worked in Mass Effect as Joker,
and
he's
Robot Chicken.
And
And
he's
Robot
one of the
Chicken.
co-producers of Robot Chicken and
Yeah.
Chris Griffin on Family Guy.
he tried to make a TV show with an NFT. The idea seemed interesting enough. Some kind of Roger Rabbit-esque event of a cartoon character playing his part in a world of living people.
That sounds
But
good on
then-
paper, doesn't it?
But then,
One prop. It's okay, K-Storm.
but you don't understand, K-Storm. The onions have layers.
They have.
I'll tell you what, the people
I
that-
finally understood what the joke was about that.
What?
What's under the layers of the onion?
Nothing.
More onion.
onion.
What you see is what you get.
Get.
Shrek is bullshitting. He doesn't know what he's telling Donkey at that
Good
point.
point.
That being said, a lot of folks who got ripped off from the NFTs and lost money must be cutting onions right now.
Oh, they certainly
actually-
were. Especially Seth Green, because somebody stole the NFT, and because someone did that, the rights to the character itself were lost. So the show never went anywhere.
Go on, Juancho. You were going to add something?
The rank corruption and the rank regularization, lack of regularization. Regulation. What is wrong with my words today?
It's kind
what
of
the
ironic.
hell?
It's
Lack
kind
of
funny.
regulation.
Lack of
It's kinda-
regulation.
Go
It's kind
on.
of hilariously funny about the fact that the lack of regulation is what took away its value, while our dollars and bills are valuable because of government regulation.
Now,
Go on, Juan.
all of that, it shows, like we mentioned earlier, showed rank corruption and absolute ridiculousness and costing people lots of time and lots of money and lots of headaches. And it's not just in the production and the attempted distribution of NFTs, bruh, but the exchanges even. FTX, a few months ago, had one of the biggest freaking crypto exchange companies on the planet
That's right.
fell
Which we've
on
covered
the
here
drop of a hat. It was freaking incredible.
which we've covered here on this channel on the Black Files. Juan, share the link.
I
In,
don't have.
If
the
there's
brain
one
to share
thing
anyone
that
right
is
now.
proven is that
Okay.
no matter how secure you think your internet firewall is, the answer it's not.
It's not a matter of internet firewall, Angel. No, it was that the exchange of it. You don't remember any of this, do you?
It's been a while. I won't lie.
Okay. FTX was the company
Yes.
where the exchanges where you hey, I have a crypto, you have a crypto, you have an exchange, I'll give you this for that many for this or there, like you would with a stock exchange.
Yes.
Now,
Hey
Steph!
up, Steph!
The alternate is up in
How
the
you doing,
chat.
Steph? I hope you're here to join us. We are counting down the top 10 biggest topics from 2022, and right now we are talking about the crazy madness and insanity of the NFTs.
Yep,
And it's
this is our number 4.
This is our number 4, and it's also important to note that that we recently did an episode following up on the story where Logan Paul
That's
was
right.
ripping people off
The
with his NFT.
redemption of Logan Paul.
It's
was
hysterical.
ripping people off with his NFT game.
Okay, now here's what's up. Cliff Notes version for that. For anyone who wasn't initiated, back in 2021, fall of 2021, Logan Paul was set to release a project called CryptoZoo. It was meant to be a game where you could buy
Hang in there,
NFTs.
Kay.
No, where you could buy
Egg
an-
NFTs that would hatch into pictures of NFTs, and you could combine them into creating horrible abominations against God and mankind.
Yeah, you looked. And Steph reported on it.
That's
on
right.
too with CoffeeZilla. It was really messed up.
It
You're
was.
you're not wrong. It got dumber. It
Better.
got so much dumber, especially in the last 24 hours. Too.
As you
And
know.
I was actually going to be putting out a YouTube short about it, but we.
I think
didn't
now
have the
would be
time.
a good time
Okay,
to give
Bring
an
it on,
update.
bro.
Let
Do
me bring this over. Back in 2021, CryptoZoo was Logan Paul's pet project. It didn't launch. Lots of people lost money on trying to buy the NFTs. Nothing came of it. A year after, a YouTube investigator, CoffeeZilla, in his $10 million studio, which, by the way, I still love, had released a 3-part investigation on what had been happening with CryptoZoo. And basically, Logan Paul ended up surrounding himself with every number 1 A-list crypto scammer you can find.
These are actual criminals, by the way.
Actual people
Actual
who were in there.
damn criminals.
People
Also,
went to
Project
jail.
Metal Music's in the chat.
Hello.
Hello,
Project
Project
Metal
Metal
Music.
Music.
Welcome.
In response and in retaliation to CopyZilla, Logan Paul then put out a video addressing all this.
A 7-minute video where he basically threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation.
That's right.
Which he also expounded on further on the same day on his podcast, Impulsive.
Don't
where he-
forget that he also was nice enough to confirm every single one of CoffeeZilla's allegations while he was doing it.
and he didn't try to deny or defend anything that he was personally
Oh no, he
accused of.
tried, but
tried-
he ended up admitting it anyway. It was circular reasoning into itself.
Like, way to go,
Was it-
buddy. Wait, you know, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let people think you're stupid instead of opening it and proving them right.
Once again, President Lincoln's wisdom shines through us all.
Isn't that grand how history speaks back to us like
I
that?
know, Dan.
It's insane.
Not as insane as what happened
Okay.
24 hours ago.
Actually,
Yeah, I
was
know.
it 24 hours? I need to see.
I did send you the news today.
I did. I'm actually trying to see the time. 19 hours ago. Okay.
We were
Less
close.
than
As
a
of
day
19
ago.
hours ago, CoffeeZilla had posted on the community tab on his YouTube channel. Logan Paul called me, apologized, said he's dropping the lawsuit threats, deleting the rash response videos, and will be taking accountability, apologizing, and coming forward with a plan. This is the message that Logan Paul had sent to CoffeeZilla, apparently via Discord. I'm reading this word for word, and I'm quoting here.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this was so this is on his own thing, on his own Discord. Hey all, just wanted to update you. I deleted my initial response to Coffee's series. It was rash and misaligned with the true issue at hand, so I called him today and apologized. The war is not with Coffee. In fact, I'm grateful he brought this to light. I will be taking accountability, apologizing, and coming forward with a plan in the near future. Thank you all for believing in this project and sticking with me. I know it's been bumpy, but your support is everything to me, and I will make this right.
When he said bumpy, you know what I just came to mind?
What?
A picture of the moon's surface.
Oh, God.
That ain't bumpy. That is pockmarked with terrain that is inhospitable for any pavement.
Yeah, pretty bumpy, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty damn bumpy.
so did
You
I
need
just
tires made of titanium.
So did I hear right from Logan Paul? He actually apologized?
No, he talked to his lawyer, and his lawyer said, drop this crap and apologize right now, and you might avoid going to jail.
Because he realized he didn't have a leg to stand on.
Legs? What legs? The legs are gone. CoffeeZilla stole them, put them in his coffee, drank them up. They taste like wrestling.
No, CoffeeZilla didn't sell them. Logan Paul shot his own legs.
Good point. He put them in an egg.
There we
The
go.
egg hadn't hatched, and then he
Hey.
got hungry. No, Jake Paul got hungry because he was trying to bulk up for a fight. So
Oh,
he
God.
ate the egg that was that had Logan Paul's
It's
legs.
okay. He'll crap
He
it out.
had the legs egg.
It's okay. He'll crap it out in 2023, 2024. So you just wait until 2025, and I promise you in 2026, you get it ready for 2027. So just hang in there until 2028, and I promise you, your 2029 investment will pay off in 2030.
That being said,
Anytime.
So he promises you that Crypto Zoo is coming.
so that
Good
so
grief.
that being said, this is another story that's not going to go away, and I expect that the public resentment against Logan Paul will
It's
be
gonna take a
is
while
going
to wear off.
It's going to it's going to escalate. Like, I can imagine, like, if he returns back to TV at WWE because he's been
he
doing
better
that
get booed to shit
sporadically,
for that one.
he's going to get booed out the building.
No, better. I already said it Wednesday night. I will laugh my titties off. They will just fly off as he's met with CoffeeZilla chants.
No, it's just coffee.
CoffeeZilla! CoffeeZilla! CoffeeZilla!
Yes.
No, it's just CoffeeZilla himself.
Ah,
you don't need
hello,
it.
everybody.
You don't need it.
All right, let's
He
go ahead
shows
and move.
up being carried by the wrestler he's gonna fight.
That
And he
being
puts him in the corner and goes, I want him there like a hood ornament so he can see me beat you down. Where's my money, Paul? Where's my money?
Where's
All
my
right.
goddamn money, Paul?
let's move
You
on.
promised me a hybrid between a baby duckling and a giraffe. Where's my goddamn hybrid?
All right. Wancho, let's move on.
You're right.
Gentlemen,
You know, I need
gentlemen,
to chill out.
let's all chill out.
Okay.
Let's all calm
Okay,
down.
listen, I'm sorry for being so stressed out. It's been a long day. I've been up since like 4 a.m. I went to sleep for 3 minutes, and then I woke back up in order to deal with all this mess. Okay, I can't help it, all right? I'm old, I'm tired, I'm freaking hurt, and I work with fucking children. Ladies and gentlemen, I am
Number
quoting
three.
the best in the world. Number 3, the AEW All Out, Brawl Out, and Fallout
Nice.
from 2022.
Okay,
'Cause
so
they
I'll-
has to take all the credit for all the outs.
All
Yes.
you, bro.
All right, so here we go.
It's all
Time
his
to call.
fault.
Time to call this one out. So from the beginning of January 2019 until the end of 2022, AEW has had a crazy 3 years, and they've had some high and lows. But if there was ever a timestamp, a date stamp, where the innocence of its promotion has completely dissolved, where the honeymoon period has ended, it would be on Sunday, September 3rd, 2022, following the AEW All Out pay-per-view post-event media scrum. To give the cliff notes, and since the beginning of 2022, there have been reports and rumors of ill will and infighting between CM Punk and other members of the AEW roster.
Especially the executive vice presidents of the company, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and Kenny Omega, collectively known on screen as the Elite. There's no self-aggrandizing. They're a humble trio.
No, listen.
I mean, they're the kind of guys who will show you how humble they are.
They're
by
the
putting
founding fathers.
They're the founding fathers, and they are the kind of guys who'll show you how humble they are by putting their faces on the All Elite Wrestling World Trios
Very
Championship.
humble indeed. Now,
That's so
let's
humble.
not forget, the arrival of CM Punk to AEW was met with outstanding cheer and a lot of joy, because whether you like or you dislike Mr. Jesus Wrestling Man, he puts asses in seats. So when we found out that he was coming in and he had that big dramatic entrance essentially saying, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah.
I just went, yeah!
Yeah.
And so we were expecting this to be like his golden goose egg to push the AEW to its heights. We got one of the great ones, one of the big dudes, one of the ass in seat putters per se. And we figure, yeah, of course, the man is very specific about how he wants his wrestling. So there's going to be some ego clashes between him and the Elite. It's inevitable. What we did not expect is that this ego clash was going to spill outside of the ring and into real life business. And that's when everything stopped getting a lot funny and got a lot more tragic.
Yeah, at the pay-per-view event of AEW All Out, again, September 3rd of 2022, after CM Punk defeated Jon Moxley and crowned a two-time AEW World Champion in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois, in the post-pay-per-view media scrum, or I'm just going to call it the post-pay-per-view press conference, without CM Punk sat down with AEW CEO and President Tony Khan right next to him in front of the press, and without prompting, he cut a pipe bomb that was 10 times more explosive than that in
famous
WWE.
2011
the
one.
famous 2011 one in WWE.
It was so explosive it killed several bystanders. They were still cleaning their bodies up 24 hours later. They claimed to be, with their last words, the greatest thing they ever witnessed in their lives.
In his pipe bomb, he basically vented his frustrations against the AEW executive vice president, specifically the Elite. He vented his frustrations against another known professional wrestler, Colt Cabana.
Not necessarily. Well, yes, actually, yeah, you're right. He did
Yeah, you're right.
mention his old dirty laundry.
friend.
Yeah,
His former best friend.
he said a lot, and he essentially basically cut down Tony Khan and the entire promotion of AEW in front of the whole world.
He was
Right.
masticating those pastries with some tranquil fury, let me tell you.
He was scarfing down muffins and drinking sugar-free store-brand Sprite.
I gotta eat something sweet because I'm gonna get real bitter in the next 5 minutes.
But then things escalated after CM
It
Punk
got
left.
worse.
It got worse after the media scrum. There was a reported backstage brawl.
It was
between-
confirmed. It was not just reported.
Yeah, it was a confirmed backstage brawl between CM Punk against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, along with
which
CM.
means that they needed all of them just to take him on.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, according to the reports, it was confirmed. Yes, CM Punk did throw the first punch.
So he punched Matt Jackson rightfully in the face. That's what you get for trying to gook off at the screen and make fun of Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm not
He did
leaving
what?
And it's,
Oh, you remember. You don't remember. I'll tell you
no,
later.
We'll tell him later. But
Oh,
here-
no. I think Angel won't leave it alone.
He should
Okay.
have punched him twice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, keep going for now.
Yeah,
Tell me later.
and it's not just the wrestlers themselves. Also, members of the staff and producers also got involved in this brawl. And
Including the chief legal counsel.
Chief Legal Counsel
and,
Mega Perrick. And as a result of this, all the wrestlers and the members of the staff were all received suspensions. CM Punk and the Elite were stripped of the AEW World Title and the AEW World Trios titles. And as a result of that, and then since the suspension, the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks made their way back into television in November after their pay-per-view event Full
So
Gear.
roughly what, a month and a half?
Month and a half, they were suspended. CM Punk's future with the company still remains in limbo. We have no idea what's happened, and there were also reports that during that time that AEW was trying to buy out CM Punk's contract with the major sticking point of the no compete clause in the contract buyout. So, and with many people speculating that CM Punk may go to WWE.
I wish he
It would
did.
certainly be a heck of a twist.
It would be
Maybe one
hysterical.
day that man will get his ice cream bars with his
No,
name
he
on
got
them.
his ice cream bar.
No. Those don't count anymore.
How do they not count?
They retroactively disappeared after that fight started. I'm sorry.
But
The entire chaos
They are
following
very
the,
special ice cream bars.
the entire chaos following the AEW All Out Media Scrum has definitely left a huge black eye to AEW's reputation and left a
face of
lot.
that other guy.
Yeah, and left a lot of folks questioning the leadership of AEW CEO and President Tony Khan. Like, seriously, this was a situation that needed some freaking managerial intervention.
Yeah,
and there
it's-
was none because one of the parties involved was the management.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It seems like something that, as you said, should have been solved backstage, but by the way that CM Punk was charging in that grudge like a Hadouken level 3 special, he was holding that, like, that man's hands were trembling with fury when he was talking in there, and you could tell that he was holding that frustration in for some time.
Now, if this
all.
all, yeah, now if this
You
all
can tell
turns
this is
out
what
to-
Jose cares about most. He's not letting me say a word.
Sorry. If this all turns out to be one huge, elaborate huge publicity stunt, and we all got duped like idiots,
That would
then
be amazing.
kudos on them for their long-term
I
storytelling.
wish.
But if it turns out to be real, then that is a huge indictment against AEW for not establishing some sort of management over the talent.
You are basically telling the entire world you are too incompetent to tell the actors of your theater what part to play properly, and you are too incompetent to tell them to keep their private shit private.
And look, it all boils down to one man. Our favorite coked out dweeb, Tony freaking Khan. It looks like folks were like with the rose coming off of the bloom in terms of the public goodwill of AEW. It looks like a lot of the general public are finally catching up to what I've been saying about that idiot for ages now. The motherfucker doesn't know how to manage. He wanted everyone to be his friend. He wants everyone to be his friend in All Elite Wrestling. Aren't you my friend?
Personal
You're
bubble.
my friend.
Personal bubble.
You're my friend. You gotta keep distance from your employees, Tony. For crap's sake, dude, you're not that much older than me.
Even
You
the
gotta
older.
learn how to have professional distinction from people.
What do you mean distinction? That man can barely distinct the type of lines he snorts every time he gets in the morning. You know he's tweaked out every day. He does not tell. He cannot tell his ass from his elbow at this point. The fact that he looks so thunderstruck when Punk started talking and saying things that one of script should tell you something.
Okay, so yes, and Juan, you can help me out here. So on the one side of the
Layers.
coin,
I'm allowed to speak.
yeah, no, well, I want you to help me out here, Juan, to paint a picture for the
Quickly,
for the
because
viewers.
we got two more to
Yeah,
go.
I know. So on the one side of the coin, it could be seen as Punk being unprofessional and his pipe bomb completely marring the company's public image and upending a lot of creative plans for an untold number of wrestlers.
What kind of creative plans?
We don't know.
What kind?
Exactly,
No, what
that's the
kind?
question.
No, what creative plans were mentioned in CM Punk's rambling?
Well, you see,
None.
Well, what about
None.
well, MJF was supposed to be the number one contender against CM Punk for the
Yours
AEW
truly,
World.
Billy's in the chat. Yo, Billy, how's it going,
Billy.
man?
Hello.
We're on our number 3
it's our
of our
boy.
top 10.
Well,
events of
well,
the year.
one of the major creative plans was
That was after. That was a consequence. You're saying that you were saying that stuff was derailed because of what you were
Yes.
saying. What you're mentioning now was MJF being a contender for the AEW title, feuding with Punk. That is a consequence. There is a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference over here.
On the other hand, on the other side of the coin,
Okay. On the other side of the coin is simple. What the fuck are you doing? I said I was gonna have one F bomb, and I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
What
This
are
is
you
wrestling.
doing?
This is love.
Tony Khan letting the nuts run the nut house. He instead of actually giving the actual management of the talent and having positions of power to people who have experience managing talent, managing different egos, managing different people's needs and wants, and providing a balance on them, he gives it to Kenny Oblivious and the Young Bucks,
Yeah, sure.
who Like, oh, because they're the founders, they have to have it. They have to be like, no.
I love that that is the absolute show of his incompetence, because that means that when pushed into a corner and stressed out, instead of putting his foot forward and taking charge, he defaults to nepotism.
Yeah, afraid so. And snap. Okay.
Reverie,
Reverie's
hello.
back as well.
Yay!
Let me see here. Billy was saying hi to everyone who's saying hi to metal music, and Shelly. If I sound like I'm imitating Obi-Wan, hello there. It's just because I just finished Jedi Fallen Order.
hope
Hell
you-
yes.
Nice.
And I'm going to leave the PC on to download a game gifted to me by a friend, hence my short stay here.
No worries.
Not a
man.
problem.
Your
Don't worry
story.
about it. That being said, yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
But-
The CM Punk story is not going to be ending anytime soon.
But it was a big watershed event for us in this last year. And
now let's move on to number 2. We're close to the end, folks.
thank you all for sticking with us. Did I click the right one? Because I can't see it from there.
Let me see.
Let's see it. Yep.
Yeah. Was that the right one?
No, yes.
that one. Yes.
Okay.
Number 2.
All right.
Now, let me
good.
tell you something, John.
Angel, I'm doing this because you're my friend.
Hey.
I'm doing this because you're someone that I care about. You're a brother to me, and I love you dearly, Angel.
Love you too, man.
Let's see here. Well, it's actually it's not the only reason why I'm doing what I'm about to do. It's also because I know how much it fries Jose's frijoles here. Because you see, hope dangles on a string.
Like
slow spinning redemption,
winding
winding in,
Hate
and
you
winding
both.
out. The shine of it has caught my eye, and it is it so mesmerizing and so hypnotizing. I am vindicated. I am vindicated. I am selfish. I am wrong. I am right. I swear I'm right. Swear I knew it all along, and I am flawed, but I'm cleaning up so well. I am seeing in me now the things you swore you saw yourself. So clear.
I thought I knew you, Angel.
Are you kidding me? I love that song.
I know you
I
love
love the
that
credit
song.
songs of Spider-Man 2. It's amazing. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about something more powerful than business, more powerful than fame, clout, and yet oftentimes understated. It's time to talk about justice.
Johnny Depp's trial with his former wife Amber Heard for defamation of his character was the watershed celebrity event
The
of
talk of the
like
town.
spring/summer.
It was the shit that had people in little new paper boy hats coming out screaming, extra, extra, read all about it kind of
Yeah,
thing.
just yeah.
No, these little hats or whatever. You're talking about the newsies.
Paperboy hats.
Yeah, the
Oh,
paperboy.
those
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Jose would wear, but forward,
Ah,
not backward.
Yeah, those ones.
So the battle between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard goes all the way back as far as I want to say 2020,
Give or take.
Or
No,
more than
further. 6 years, remember?
6
Yeah.
years. Yeah, 6
Yeah,
years. Oh my
2016.
goodness.
6 years
It just
ago.
didn't become like, it just didn't escalate to the point where it went to legal action until
Until
certainly did.
she decided to write yeah, sure, because she can write things, an op-ed in the Washington Post saying how she was a victim of domestic violence and that her truth is the most important thing anyone could ever have, and she was so horribly victimized, even though her argument in the court was that she never named Johnny in there. But the fact that anyone reasonable knew what the hell she was referring to was basically the corner argument of Johnny Depp's legal team, where he sued her and he sued the pants off of her behind, and it ended up. Yes, thank you, Shelley. The dog stepping on a bee.
Well,
And that gave us the trial of the decade so far.
My God,
So
what
far.
a trial it was. The investigation revealed multiple pages and severe cases of both psychological, emotional, and physical abuse that almost come the risk of mutilation, severe amounts of drugging, alcohol consumption, gaslighting, blackmailing, and emotional blackmailing. The big shock was that the victim was Johnny himself. After almost half a decade of Hollywood turning on him, many of his fans turning on him, and many fair-weather friends abandoning him the second the accusations dropped, as unfortunately has occurred many times, Johnny managed to get himself a damn good lawyer, and her managed to get herself
not.
lost a chunk of her brain and proceeded to basically validate every single accusation, right down to the incredibly ghastly moment when he showed the pictures of the mutilation that nearly costed him his finger.
Oh yeah,
His little, he called it Little Richard.
and when Johnny
It
Depp
almost
was
became Bacon Richard.
and during the trial, when Johnny Depp was called up to the stand to testify, he was 100% transparent. He had no reason to lie. He gave his whole story. He was clairvoyant. He didn't
Clairvoyant?
Well, not
He
clairvoyant. Okay,
saw
sorry.
into the future and
Sorry,
he
wrong
witnessed
adjective.
victory.
Wrong adjective. He was, like I said, he was 100%. He kept it 100 to everyone, to the judge.
Lucid.
He was lucid. He was transparent. He didn't have a reason to hide, and he didn't do anything silly, nor does he have a
That's
reason
right.
to.
However-
But when Amber Heard was called to the stand to testify,
Apparently, she decided to hire off some castaways from the Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, because here came the freaking clowns from a behavioral analyst that her legal team brought in, who didn't actually do a psychological analysis of Johnny himself, but watched a couple of his movies.
Wow.
As his characters to try to infer to a was it her baby, maybe her lady friend who was
Essentially.
shouting and causing disruptions on the first day and had to get
Until the
got
judge told her to GTFO.
throw her out of the freaking
Bye, Billy.
Billy had to
see
go
ya,
to
Billy.
bed.
Have a good
Let
night,
us
man.
not forget the iconic moment when Johnny's defendant lawyer pulled out the list of the abuse that he suffered. He read a whole page, and then he pulled out to another
page.
He genuinely
And it-
was terrifying when you realize, oh yeah, this man has been undergoing physical and psychological abuse by his abusive spouse for almost half a decade, and everybody assumed that he was guilty.
It was even crazier when the recording came out
Ah,
of Amber,
yes.
her own freaking voice, her own stupid ass mouth coming out and saying, why don't you go ahead, Johnny? Go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and stand before a judge and say, I, Johnny Depp, a man, am a victim of domestic abuse, and let's see how a jury reacts to that.
Let's not forget that this occurred at the same time that he was being drugged by a medicine that he was supposed to take, that she was overdosing him with so much that it almost reached lethal levels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
she
evidence.
fired him.
The evidence was completely overwhelming, and clearly Amber Heard was in the wrong. And no amount of fake smiling in front of the court, in front of the cameras, is going to change that.
Let's
Don't
not
forget the
forget-
Amica cream and all the memeable
yes.
moments
The
that came
accusations
from the
of
stupid
physical abuse, only to show her flawless face.
Exactly. She's like, oh, I was so bruised and beaten up. I had like so much makeup on me. It was so bad. They show her, okay, this was you. You're saying that these took place on this date. This is you 2 days later, live on James Corden, perfectly made up and smiling for the, like, what are you trying to say? Like, oh, well, the makeup artist was so good at covering it. Like, really? Which makeup was it? Oh, it was this one makeup that didn't exist yet. The makeup line came out of this. So even when like,
No, we didn't do this.
please.
Listen, that
keep
product-
our names out your mouth.
We're still testing that product. The brand claims no involvement with this individual. And honestly, one of the saddest and at the same time heartwarming parts on social media was seeing actual victims of abuse, both men and women, show pictures of their criminal reports where their faces were bruised and injured and going, this is what it looks like. Do not believe that liar.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. If
Don't
Tommy
try that.
Wiseau were to testify in court, and if he tried to lie, I would actually believe him more than Amber Heard.
That's because
so-
Tommy Wiseau
so
doesn't
listen,
lie.
buddy,
He
li-
speaks from the heart.
Listen, buddy, you have to understand. Love is blind, and you know people do crazy
Many
things.
people love each other. The world will be a better
place
place to live.
She tried to tear my eyes out. Well, that's what I meant by love is
Love is
blind.
blind.
I mean literally. I'm making a movie about it.
I'm making movie about
I
it.
told
It's
her you were
great,
tearing me
right?
apart, Lisa.
Well,
Her name's Amber.
Amber
Tear
was-
me apart. At least the term Amber Parr is bad. Yeah.
But yeah, so in a surprising
Yeah,
turn of
see,
events,
Shelly's dropping the memes here. Dot dot dot. The couch being their safe word.
couch.
No.
no.
When they were in arguments, when Johnny and Amber were in arguments, the okay, let's stop and like time out. Everybody like chill the fuck out. Let's go to separate rooms. Their safe word was couch. So she was basically trying to order Johnny to shut the heck up.
Yeah,
that didn't work.
Very grim.
Dr. Spiegel, the behavioral analysis, who got it off of his role as the Mad Hatter. Oh, you see, I was actually expecting to see him dance a whirly gig with his body convorting over here. That's not a stable man. Like, are you talking about Alice in Wonderland?
He's an actor, for
That's
God's
a
sake.
character.
My personal favorite at the end of the trial is when Amber takes the stage for the last time and she tries to basically smooth up her tragic backstory. And I don't remember what she actually says, but she says something so implicating that you see Johnny's lawyer go, and you see Johnny go.
Yeah.
Like, you see him get this small smile on his face, like,
He wasn't even really trying to
started
be.
throwing something like, yeah, we got
He
this.
was doodling.
I
He
couldn't
was
help
trying to
it.
be chill the
He
whole
couldn't help
time.
it.
He was trying to be chill the whole time, doodling,
And-
like sketching over on the side, while Amber Heard, yes, Amber Turd, was staring daggers at him, like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me,
And
pay
he just
attention to me,
went,
pay
you
attention to me.
cannot touch me, but love, my Jimmys are unrustled forever.
Now,
No,
as a
I
final,
believe the proper way. Hold on.
yeah, go ahead, Juan.
Listen, love. I don't know what to tell you, but my jimmies are unrustled here.
And this actually turned out to be really good for Johnny, for not just escaping a very abusive relationship. It appears that he was allowed to actually return to the world of art, where he did a fantastic musical presentation with a famous pop star that actually invited him to the work with her.
Yeah.
And while there are still a few detractors and Amber Heard defenders floating around the internet here and there, it warms the heart. It warms the heart to see that justice was done and an abused victim of a terrible relationship was able to finally escape their difficulty.
Absolutely. As a final result, the judges ruled in favor of Johnny Depp, and Amber Heard has to pay millions and millions and millions in damages back to Johnny Depp.
It's not about the money. It's about the message.
It is-
And
no,
the
it is
message
about
is that abuse knows no gender.
Yeah,
Never
no,
forget that,
and
kids.
not only that, but she has suffered also publicly. Like a lot of how many fans have now turned against
what
him?
fans?
Yeah,
The people who are
I mean,
defending
there's
her-
still cultist fans. that
the
support her.
people defending her at this point, they don't seem to even give a shit about her as a person. They just want to be proven right. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and and I'm I'm very thankful that Johnny Depp was able to get out of this. I mean, and I really hope that he has a huge resurgence in his entertainment career.
I certainly hope so. He's already getting back into it. There's some talk about him returning back in his iconic job as Jack Sparrow.
There's
and
talk
he even
of it.
sent a message to a young fan asking him to wish him happy birthday. He decked up to the nines in the iconic Jack Sparrow, got himself a swig of rum, and did a perfect presentation. Just
No,
for him.
and what's more, very recently he helped out this one kid who's a survivor of 2
That's
heart
the one I meant.
transplants.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Captain Corey of Crack in the Box, who's on YouTube. Basically, this kid is a gigantic Jack Sparrow fan, and he doesn't have much time either, sadly. But one of his big dreams was to one day, be a big YouTuber and get the YouTube play button for having 100,000
He
subscribers.
succeeded, by the way.
Thanks
Yeah, he did.
to
It's awesome.
everyone who's signed up, but not just that, but thanks to Johnny Depp sticking up for this kid. Because he sees that, that this kid is just a fan. It's just a child who really just wants to spread fun and love in the world just the way Johnny does.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say now. People were like laughing when Johnny Depp shaved his beard and he got this really smooth face. All I could think about was Arden from 15.
Arden from
Oh, yeah.
All I could think
Ooh,
about, I'm like, it's
that's
just,
interesting.
It's just Arden if you put on a couple more pounds. That's
No,
it.
or those like, a couple less pounds on there. Yeah, no, I don't know what you mean. Let me see. Vicente Guerrero's in the chat. Hi, Vicente.
Hello.
Amber Heard, proven to be controlling and mean as fuck, was a highlight of the year for sure. Amber Heard is sounding like the kind of woman you see in Eli Roth and Rob Zombie movies.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh God,
Exactly
I
like
wish
that.
she was as attractive. And yes, Final Fantasy 15.
Final
He
Fantasy
looks like
15.
Arden from Final Fantasy
It kind
15.
of looks like him if you put a couple more pounds in, because Johnny's in like his 50s now.
And
60s.
Johnny Depp
60s.
is much more. I will not stop calling him this, and I mean it endearingly. He is a happy beach bum kind of guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he still looks the part.
Yeah,
He still
because
looks
like
the
it's
part.
like he'll
That man is gonna buy himself a beach house and live there for the rest of his days.
well, doesn't he already have one?
I'm pretty sure he has one.
The
Pretty sure he's got like 2 maybe.
yeah.
point is, we're all thankful and we're all happy to see that Johnny Depp was vindicated. I am selfish.
I am wrong. I am right. I swear I'm right. Swear I knew it all along, and I am flawed.
The people I work with.
I I'm cleaning up so well. I'm seeing in me now the things you swore you saw yourself.
So
All right. Let's go ahead and.
Listen,
on
those
a
songs went hard.
I know
like
it's
slow
but,
spinning.
but sadly,
redemption.
gentlemen, all things must come to an end as we
Yes.
finally reach the number 1 in the countdown.
Now you guys are probably thinking, we just topped Justice for Johnny Depp, for crying out loud.
I know,
What
dang.
could possibly be bigger than that?
I'll
One
tell you
drum
what.
roll, please.
Like, what could be a bigger story? All right. Drum roll it is.
Yes. And finally, our pick for the number 1 biggest event and biggest topic from 2022 is the Nerds Unite Behind the Ravens Flock.
All of you folks, you guys are the number 1.
That's right, all of you. Every
If
single
you
one.
want to see some action,
Heck yeah.
gotta be the center of attraction.
Make sure that they got their eyes on you, like the face that you see on every magazine.
Folks, yes. Well, yes, we are the Ravens Flock, but we cannot make all of this possible if it weren't for all of you, the nerds, the collective nerds that stood behind us. It has been an incredible year, and we owe it all to a lot of you. And we've had so many people showed up here on our channel. Folks from Popcorn Planet, Steph the Alter Nerd. We had Louis Lecca, my man.
My favorite.
My
Nerd
favorite
Report.
from Nerd Report. And we've had several others that have actually shown up on this channel. Like we had several YouTubers that made cameo appearances on Wrestle Rewind. Juan, you've got a chance to actually interview a few personalities on the Black Files.
Yep, I got to speak with Sarah Serenity Magical Cosplay, a different Sarah DiArmond, my dear friend from Voiceless Behind Bars, the nonprofit organization. Yeah, hell yeah. See, here's what's up. Shelly, this is how you celebrate.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
No, she's showing off her membership milestone of 3 months as an inner flocker. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is what it's all about. You can find folks. Listen, we've been working for 10 years to get our numbers up, to get more subscribers, to get people to come and watch us. And we had a really strong following, but it was thanks to all of you folks, especially thanks to the team of the Popcorn Planet family. I'm talking Andy Signor, Louis Lecca, Steph the Alternate, all you fine folks who followed along with us and said, you know what, these guys are all right. Juan's okay, Jose's a badass, Angel's hilarious and crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Y'all motherfuckers are worth it. I'm gonna keep swearing out. I don't care anymore.
No, it's okay.
but
and like these guys deserve all the credit. The people who are watching us right now deserve all the credit.
Every
and we
single
really
one of y'all.
every single one of you. And we really appreciate for you. And we will double, nay, triple our content for this year. That is my
triple our content. What the?
triple the quality of our content.
Okay, triple the quality. Thank
Triple
God.
the quality of our
We
content.
have 4 shows. You want to make 12?
12 shows.
What is this? Law and Order? This ain't Law and Order.
Oh man!
How many
Imagine
spin-offs?
us doing a crime drama.
I mean, this is basically a violation of every law
In
I
the
know.
geek
So,
culture
yeah, let's go
system,
with it.
there are 2 distinct but equally powerful forces: the nerds the YouTubers who create the content, and the nerds that consume it. These are their stories. Dong dong.
Oh my God!
Shelly, oh shit!
Thank you for
Jesus
dropping a
Christ.
$20
super chat. Oh my
Always
God,
your story,
Shelly!
guys.
For your incredible generosity in this
And
tough
because of the
time.
support of all of you, we were able.
Thank you, Shelly.
Yes. And because of the support from all of you, we were able to hit nearly 1,400 subscribers. We became YouTube partners. We had a great time going around to different conventions in the state of Florida, promoting our channel, promoting our brand, while at the same time giving a spotlight to many of the nerds and cosplayers and personalities that we've met in person.
We had live streams at Tampa Bay Comic Con. We had live stream at MetroCon live.
Our quarter annual subathons were enjoyable because of all of you.
Oh, the Race for Freedom subathon with the cream pies to the face.
the race wars.
I've still yet to get my comeuppance from this guy.
I will get those $3 back even if I have to kill someone for it.
Actually, no. I think you owe me 2 comeuppance.
I'll get on. I'll get on that eventually.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Storm just made
hello,
some
Casey.
homemade guacamole.
May I?
You're next.
Homemade guacamole.
Guacamole.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not telling everybody what's in it.
It's tasty.
Okay, K-Storm. That's fair enough.
Nice aftertaste cake.
So, yes.
Good stuff.
So yes, we are definitely going to step up in our quality. We're going to be touring more conventions, and our subathons are going to be more exciting. But
We want to keep
Last-
having y'all involved with us.
But last year was definitely success, and it was thanks to all of you, and that is why we have ranked the unity of you nerds as the #1 biggest topic of 2022.
Like, okay, legitimately, flying out to Las Vegas, I've never been anywhere west of the Mississippi in my entire life. And Ecuador, when we were children, doesn't count because the Mississippi doesn't exist over there. But getting to go to Las Vegas and getting to hang out with Steph and Andy and Lewis and everyone we met, Robin Redbreast, who was there with me, who helped me out. We got freaking coffee, and we got to go to a crappy restaurant at the Caesar's Palace, a crappy Chinese restaurant.
Oof.
What do you call it? Going to Fremont Street and trawling the street while trolling people on the street. Freaking having dinner with everyone on our last, my last night at least. And also covering the Johnny Depp trial while I was out there. It was a working holiday, but it was still like that was the most crazy experience. I didn't get to gamble nearly as much as I wanted to, and I wish I would have had a little more time to hang with more folks out during the daytime, because all the events and everything was all at night. It's triple the quality. Okay, Vicente, triple the quality of the Ravens flock content means Juan, Jose, and Angel become fans of Jessica Havoc and Sammy Callahan. Praise their matches and promos every episode.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to continue praising, Sammy Callahan, the guy who came to a contract signing, and because he's such a bloodbath hardcore wrestler, came with a barbed wired wrapped ballpoint pen.
Okay, that's fucking awesome.
It was stupid.
I know, that's why it's awesome. Remember the words of
Jessica
Fooly Cooly.
Havoc, I'll understand, but but what was really great was when we were talking about
Barbed wire pin. The ink is my blood.
Well, when we were talking about the initial ousting of Vince McMahon,
Yes.
we went to the Popcorn Planet meetup here in Tampa, and
That's
we got to
right.
hang with Andy. Andy actually was part of the show with
We got
us.
to get drunk with our
Yes,
boy. Those
it-
cocktails were massive.
It was definitely
It was
fun, and it
dumb
was
large.
great meeting a lot of people in the Popcorn
And then-
Planet community.
And later on, like only a couple months ago, Jose and I, we went to that movie screening. I forgot, it was up at Safety Harbor.
Yeah,
it was
it was over in Port Richey.
No, in Port Richey.
It was
not
in Port
New
Richey. It was
just regular Port Richey.
It was at Port Richey, and we went to an evening screening for an independent film, and we met a lot of good people over there.
Yeah, including the brother of Amy Goodhart. Which, by the way, folks, don't forget, when we end this episode of the Ravens Flock, you will automatically be routed to In the Closet with Amy Goodhart.
Yes,
it's
yes,
happening right now. Actually, she's been live for 20 minutes. We're running long, but
Sorry
that's
about
okay
that.
because this is important and we needed it.
Yeah, no, of course. But that being said, that pretty much concludes our entire countdown. If you feel like if you've watched our content, and if you feel like there's any other topics that belongs in the content on the countdown, let us know in the chat right now, or let us know in the comments in the replay. I do have a couple of January announcements before we wrap things up. So yes, in case you guys haven't heard already, because we mentioned it so many times. We have our very first subathon of 2023 that's coming up on Sunday, January 15th.
So
nerds
2
all
weeks
over
from now.
2 weeks from now, nerds all over the internet. The Ravens Flock presents Fast 6 Furious.
Stupid looking thing. Oh my God.
Don't forget,
He actually went there.
By the way, 24 hours ago, they announced the 11th Fast and Furious movie, so this is
What?
perfect.
No.
This is perfect.
No.
Yeah?
They haven't even made a 10th yet.
No, it's working on. They're working on it.
So we're gonna-
Stupid. Oh my Lord.
Yes, folks, we are revisiting Mario Kart Deluxe for the
Wow,
Nintendo
boy.
Switch. There's lots of new courses that have been unlocked in the Booster Course Pass that was released in 2022, and we're going to be tackling all of them. And folks, remember, this is a subathon. That means that our goal is to get our numbers up.
Get
I
new
love our
subscribers,
numbers.
new inner flockers.
I like our numbers, but I like our numbers to be bigger and stronger.
So
The
we're going to
numbers
be
are always rookie numbers. We always got to pump them up.
So we're going to be
Always.
counting on you fine feathered folks to help us out. After the show tonight, I'm going to be putting up the live stream link. We're going to share it with everyone on our community tab. We're going to spread it all over our social media like finely melted butter, spreadable everywhere. We want everyone to help out in boosting this upcoming subathon to help get the numbers of the ratings of the Ravens flock up. And
Absolutely.
we're counting on your help for that, folks.
Absolutely. And on next week's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch, along with my reviews of WWE NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling, I will be discussing the entire the WWE NXT TV special coming up, NXT New Year's Evil. Which will feature Braun Breaker defending the NXT Championship against Grayson Waller in the main event, and I will be discussing the main event for the 5th AEW's Battle of the Belts, where freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy,
That's a hell of a name.
thank you, defends the AEW All Atlantic Championship against the super bad Kip Sabian.
All right, nice.
And Angel, so what can is I know it's been a long time. I know you're a little rusty from the
quick to be
earlier
here.
subathon.
I've got WD-40 over here if you want to snort it.
Can
Yeah.
we use the water-based soluble? The
Can we
oil-based soluble. The water one makes my joint.
Can we expect
No,
more?
but I've got some sex lube instead.
I can
Well,
work with
Angel,
that.
That's waterless.
Can we expect more brain-shattering, multiverse, sexy, video gaming fun from you? And if we can, what time and when and where?
Every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I take the middle seat as the commander on the show as we get into another episode of Los Amigos Play, where we play video games and
Los
mostly...
Amigos Play? You mean what's on your shirt here?
Yes, right here. Los Amigos Play. Playing your world, living ours. That logo was amazing. PlayStation 2
That
was
slogan.
the shit.
Yeah, it was.
But regardless of the matter, right now we are playing the fantastic, amazing, and ever so confusing Bayonetta 3. We just had an amazing episode to come back. We had kaiju fights, we had Japan, we had JoJo's, and then we went to China and we saw the future where coronavirus got way out of control. So I
and
hope
we
that
went
you will...
into, we reverted into a medieval feudal state somehow.
Exactly.
know,
I'm
right?
telling you, it got way out of control.
Way too
So I sincerely hope that you will join us again. And before I am finished saying my part, I would like to, in my own way, extend my thanks. There is nothing that I could say that these guys haven't already said about how incredibly grateful we are for the hard work you put in, the time you put to listen to a bunch of nerds ramble about dumb, stupid shit online. So, because I have no more words of my own, I would like to paraphrase one of the greatest men of all time, the famous rock guitarists, Ronnie James Dio. Never forget your fans. They are the most important part of your business and the most important part of your life. Never be mean to your fans. Always be appreciative of your fans. Because without your fans, you are nothing. But without you, they will always be.
Dio has
I love
rocked
that.
for a
Excellent.
long,
Well said.
long time.
Now, of course, let's not be
No, it's-
selfish. You know, the channel, this channel isn't just about us. Juan has his own show every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
And not wrong about that, folks. We're granting you access every Wednesday night to our uncensored interview and review podcast of the Ravens flock, The Black Files. Yo, I gotta say, normally, if you guys see here, when you watch the Ravens flock, we cover a multitude of different news stories here, and we give our opinions and we give our takes on each one of these news articles that we shared along with you. On the Black Files, though, we center in on one story a week, and we cut to the heart of the matter without any holding back. And I promise you guys, I actually want to make this promise right now. This Wednesday is an episode of the Black Files you're not going to want to miss. It is going to be a blockbuster show. I promise you that. The way the story that we actually have lined up, I had only just gotten approval of it yesterday, and I've got to tell you guys, it's going to be batshit insane. For your safety, and for my brother's safety here, I can't tell you guys what the story is until we start preparing for it Wednesday. Because what we're going to be talking about is actually going to be a lot touchier than what we used to. I'm not a stranger of going after big dogs and barking at them and giving them the goddamn finger for being a-holes.
But this may possibly be like one of the biggest dogs we went after.
And but calling out a-holes in the world of pop culture,
That's our MO.
is what we do here. It's what we're all about. So I promise you guys, Wednesday night, 10 p.m., here on YouTube and simulcasting on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ravensflock online. You are not going to want to miss this episode of the Black Files. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It is going to be insane. I promise you that.
All right, folks. And of course, tune into our main show, The Ravens Flock, every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, where we, the motley crew of nerds, myself, Angel Mendez, and Juan Arouse, we will be gathered here every Saturday night to talk with you on the latest news that's circulating in the world of nerd and geek culture. Whether it's a busy week or whether it's a slow week, there's always something to talk about, and we're here to share with all of you. And that being said, yes, 2022 was an excellent year. 2023, it's only going to get better for us. And everything that we have done, everything that we've accomplished, and everything that we're set out to do going forward, it's all part of our determination from 2013 to make your voice
Our mission.
With that being said, Juan, plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Thank you, folks, very much for watching this week's live stream edition of The Ravens Flock, hosted by Jose Casabona, Angel Mendez, and yours truly, Juan Arouse, as we bring you the latest news of the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between, stemming from everywhere in the world, from movies and TV shows to the convention and cosplay community, and every other matters of entertainment, art, video games, TV shows, comics, manga, pro wrestling, anything that we can get our hands on, as we cut to the truth and make your voice our mission. To join us live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or the follow button, ring the notification bell, stay up to date on all of our content, and like I said, folks, don't forget, don't move away, because once we're done, we're going to be redirecting you folks to this week's In the Closet with Amy Goodhart, or at least it should be redirecting over here, because I was actually double checking. Okay, yeah, it's gonna redirect over here. Good, very good. All right, and until next time, continue to follow us on. Where is it? There it is. Facebook.com/The Ravens Flock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/The Ravens Flock Online, Twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock Online, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/The Ravens Flock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravens Flock.
All right, folks, thank you for tuning in to another exciting edition of our flagship show. Nerds watching all over the internet. We are the Ravens Flock, and we are out.